Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here. Carrying on with Indoor-Mania. In the last episode, I just kind of finished up doing the station for the Mars Hypercoaster, the MACK coaster. I'm actually on my new laptop right now, putting the video together, but the actual footage I have is all from my old laptop, and so I've been testing out Parkitect today on my new laptop, going in with some of the big parks that have loads of detail, like this one. Indoor-Mania, and I've just been kind of checking and just seeing like how the gameplay is, and it's so much better. The coasters run smooth, I can move around the map easier, and the biggest thing for me that lagged the most was actually the home screen on Parkitect, where you pick where you want to go, etc. The menu, and that's much better now as well. So really glad I got the new laptop. So the gaming in the future is going to be a lot better, and my footage hopefully will be a lot better as well. And No Limits 2 as well, which I've started to play as well, is going to be good as well. I kind of only got No Limits 2 recently because I knew I was getting a new laptop. So really excited to get some footage and things done from that, and also more from Parkitect, and hopefully in a bit better quality. So I just wanted to cover up the dodgems, the bumper cars that I have here. I've kind of called these the Mars Rovers, which I kind of thought was kind of fitting for like this Mars corner that I've got going on. I wanted to make these kind of like space portal gates, and having those kind of the bumper cars hidden, and you kind of the entrance is through one of the space gates. So I've just done that there as a bit of theming. I do actually use the top of the Ultra Scooter as like a terrace later on, but I didn't have the idea quite yet in the build. I can't remember when I added that in. And I just wanted to add some foliage in there just because I thought it was looking really bland and grey, that whole area. So I've just gone ahead and added some trees in, just in some gaps that I thought it looked kind of right, because too much foliage in the space area didn't look kind of right to me. Now I wanted to go and do like these sci-fi style kind of beams, maybe they're like air vents or something. I got the idea for this kind of from Total Recall, the film, and I just kind of wanted to add something there just to kind of make the transition from indoors to outdoors a bit more grand. And so on the inside it's going to have these kind of space portal things, air vents going through, and on the other side is actually the Pirate Bay, which you've already seen the footage of. At the moment it's not quite there in the build, but that has actually already been done. The footage is on YouTube, so go ahead and check that out. I collaborated with Astrotron there, and he did some really cool pirate theming for me, and we collaborated and added things together, and it looks really, really cool, so I'm really happy with that. That actually goes on the outside of this kind of entrance area. So that's the back of it. I do have to go in and actually cover up the whole side of this section of the park so that it is completely enclosed. I'm going to leave the roof open. I and ahed about whether I should close the roof up or not, and I thought, seeing as it's an indoor park and the game, I don't like using like a peep cam or like an on-ride camera footage kind of thing, so I kind of like to keep the game isometric, and so for that reason I didn't close up the roof on the indoor park, because I want you to be able to see inside. I've put some bits of roofs here and there just so you get the idea that there is a roof, but I'm going to leave it open, but I am going to close the walls up, but you'll still be able to see everything inside and all the little details that I've tried to put in here and there. So yeah, so these kind of air vent portal things, I'm just kind of mixing some sci-fi in-game pieces up with some shapes and rings and things, and just kind of placing things together and seeing what looks best, kind of, you know, playing it by ear, just kind of seeing what looks best and taking it that route with that one. Just going to do some nice cleaning up of path edges now, which is something I always like to do, as I always talk about, and that's kind of it there for that bit. So now it's time for me to actually close up the whole of the side of the indoor park. So I did these big curved roof pieces, beams, as you can see there, which I used coaster track for, and now I just need to kind of close the gap up. So I've just added on to what I already had, and then I'm just going to make that second little part, which I've added on, into a blueprint, and then put it onto the other side because it's symmetrical, the park. So yeah, that's that, really simple. It looks really cool. I just need to change the colours now of the blocks there, so I'm just literally random painting just in circles with the mouse. So, and then I'm just kind of filling in gaps with the darker, and then doing the same with the rest of the colours. And on the other side, obviously, this wall is red, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side using the red colours that I picked for that. So now I'm going to go ahead now and get on to the MACK Hypercoaster. This is something I've been building kind of in bits along the way throughout this build, and I wanted to do custom supports. As always, I love doing custom supports. We had a little conversation on Discord a couple of days ago or a week ago or so about custom supporting and how tedious it can be, and sometimes I don't really like doing it, but at the end, like I always say, it looks so good. It's really worth doing if you have the patience to do it. Like at the end of it, it makes such a difference to the look of the ride. It just adds that extra little bit of realism to this game. Really worth doing. I really recommend doing it. And I'm just going to go ahead now and actually do the supports for the half loop on the non-inverting loop for this MACK coaster. Now MACK supports are kind of special. They are kind of strange looking. They have kind of a bit of a Gerstlauer feel to it, I say. Kind of difficult to do within Parkitect because the pieces in Parkitect are very limited, especially using this mod. I'm using a support mod. But the pieces definitely are quite tricky to work with, but I kind of figured out a way to put them together to get that look of a MACK Hypercoaster. But that's all I have time for today. It's just a short one, not really too much to show you, but thanks for watching. Click that subscribe button and I'll see you all next time for another episode. Bye!